Welcome back to In Depth with Academia, the podcast where we delve into fascinating academic papers and explore what they might mean for you. I'm Richard Price, CEO of academia.edu, here to guide you through today's topic, which is all about the politics of hermeneutics and its implications. Fascinating stuff. So let's talk about Leslie Terabessi's paper that challenges, the effects of politics on the interpretation of the Quran, in Islam specifically. You see, this paper asks some pretty profound questions about how politics can transform the perception and understanding of religious texts. Now, why does this matter to you? Well, understanding these dynamics can offer insight into how political forces have historically shaped religions, ultimately affecting cultural narratives and personal beliefs today. Now, the core question: why does politics affect religious texts? And why is that significant? Well, political entities throughout history have kind of navigated these realms to sort of control or influence the moral and legal codes of a society. For instance, by prioritizing tradition over revelation, political leaders could maintain control while ostensibly upholding the tenets of Islam. Doesn't that make you think about how this dynamic mirrors in various cultures and religions even now? Terabessi explores how traditions, sometimes even contrary to the Quran, have been elevated by political entities to serve contextual needs. This is significant because, get ready for this, it challenges the authenticity the followers perceive in their religious practices. I mean, wow, that's profound, right? Let's shift gears to some key findings. The paper illustrates that historically rulers would engage religious leaders to reinterpret revelations in a way that suited their expansional goals. Reese a term here, you might find it in dense texts: weaponization of exegesis and jurisprudence. Rulers often used these tools to justify aggressive warfare that stood in stark contrast to the Quranic emphasis on justice and peace. Imagine that, a theology coup. This caused traditions to eclipse even the original revelations. One particularly striking argument Terabessi makes is about intellectual suicide, which happened when people began prioritizing conformity over reason. That ripple effect echoes into today's societies that may have inherited unquestioned beliefs detached from foundational texts. It's a call, maybe, to rethink and reinterpret with fresh eyes and an open heart. Moving forward, the paper dives into the conflict between free will and predestination, which echoes some dramatic philosophical questions, right? Who decides destiny, the divine or the dictatorial? Historical rulers favored either doctrines that justified their power through religious predestination or built legitimacy through theological endorsement. Okay, I've got to dive off for a moment here, because have you noticed how certain lines of reasoning in, say, personal lives and political arenas persist despite being inherently contradictory? I once met someone who, believed in both strict predestination and free will. You know, like our choices are predetermined, yet we're accountable for them. Kind of reminds me of ordering food that's both hot and cold. Anyway, this is a huge tangent. Let's get back on track. The paper recommends a reinstatement of Revelation's precedence over tradition, a critical analysis of traditions against the Quran. Imagine rediscovering layers of richness possibly obscured by centuries of political motivations. These aren't just stuffy academic debates. They can genuinely shape communities and spiritual connections. In conclusion, because, we could talk for hours, but, academia offers insights rather than absolute truths. Such exploration, as presented by Leslie Terabessi, invites you to question, reflect, and splash a little critical thinking onto assumed norms. By seating divine revelations above political maneuvers, can we pave a pathway balancing tradition and contemporary life? I hope this chat sparks some curiosity, maybe even a personal introspection. Join us next time for more deep digs into academia's trove. Meanwhile, keep pondering. Why do we believe what we believe? And how does that belief shape our world? See you later.